Passover starts tomorrow night, and Miriam Pearl, owner of Delicious Without Gluten, is back in our BT studio. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
We're making Passover treats, and you're making tortillas today, which is not the typical Passover food we would think of. Why tortillas?
Well, typically we eat matzah.
Right.
So for 8 days we eat matzah. It's dry. Can be constipating.
Matzah.
It's good. It's really tasty sometimes when you add eggs and break it down and make things out of. But today we're going to use something that's never been done before, which is a tortilla.
So
and
cool. I love it.
Everything in Passover is filled with eggs as a binder. And today we're actually going to do a sweet potato tortilla made with no eggs.
Wow.
Yes,
okay. So
very,
we're really
very cool.
going changing
people.
the rules here. Okay.
It's a little bit like either a Passover miracle, or it's a gluten-free miracle, or it's a vegan miracle. I don't know which one.
All together, because the matzah usually has gluten.
Yes, and this matzah does not.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This matzah does not.
Good
Special.
Too.
So what we're going to do is we have some sweet potato. Everything, first of all, is on my website. All the recipes are already posted.
Okay.
So if you get a little bit lost in quantities,
you can
don't worry
follow
about
there,
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we have sweet potato, which is like a cup, and a half a cup of a russet or an Idaho. Usually like the red, fleshy potatoes are a little bit more starchy. So they can make a much better binder.
So go for the red.
Exactly. And then we have tapioca. Tapioca is a starch made from cassava, and we can just pour that in here. Right. These three ingredients, along with a little bit of salt, actually make up the dough. This is the actual. That's it. That's the whole thing.
So simple.
The only thing that you need to do is grind the whole thing together with a spatula. Just keep doing it like this. Mix it all up.
Okay.
And fold it into a dough. You'll get a nice big ball. And then we roll out the ball, and then we can cut little segments, which I did over here. And you can segment them and start to roll them up.
Wonderful. Okay,
and then we can
roll it up.
Yeah, so I'm going to take this out of the way because it's going to get really messy with all that flour and stuff.
Flour, we're already covered in it.
Exactly. And the best way to actually work with the sweet potato is when it's hot, when you first peel it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use potato starch to dip our little tortilla.
We can easily roll it.
Yes, and you need to use a lot of potato starch, and I'm going to tell you, don't worry about it, because afterwards, once it's already baked, then you can actually take your hands that are wet and go over it, and they're soft like pillows. Listen, pick this up. First of all, check its flexibility.
This is incredible. Okay, so I'm celiac. I eat a lot of gluten-free, and typically the tortillas are falling apart. They're crumbling. So this is amazing. It's so moist. I'm ripping and pulling here, and it's staying together.
Exactly. So once it's already rolled out, what we do is we take our spatula, and then we put it inside a skillet. Just like that.
Okay.
Don't worry about the flour. Don't worry about having too much excess. You want it to be fairly thin.
Do you put a bit of oil in the skillet?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just
Nothing.
that. Okay.
Medium heat. If it's too high, it's going to burn. So you see over here on the edges, let's find one. We can find on the bottom of one is a little bit of a
little darker,
little brown spots.
Okay.
Those come and they bubble. And what you do is you put it on the skillet at a medium heat and let it sit for 30 seconds at a time. Flip it over. Keep flipping it over until it's less translucent.
This is so simple. I would have never thought it was that easy.
Once you're done, then you can pick it up and it could be flexible, and then we can work with it. Now, you can, in the process, add some coriander. I use the sweet potato. You can use, like, let's say, nutmeg, cinnamon,
Oh, you can do them sweeter, too.
I made some over here that are with some coriander, some cracked pepper, and a little bit of sugar.
All right, and we're going to make, I love this because you have there's so many different things we could do with the tortilla.
Exactly.
I'm going to make a wrap now, right?
Yes, I'm going to ask you to put the lettuce down, and then I made some chicken salad. Okay. And you can put it down, and you can actually make the wrap. I'm going to actually use a cookie cutter to make pasta. But, and then you can actually cut out little circles like this.
And that's to make like an appetizer, right?
So that's for a cracker. So what I've done is, over here, these are very flexible still, but then what you do is you leave them on a little bit longer and they get drier, more like cracker-like. The best thing about making your own crackers and your own tortillas is being able to get the flavor you want, whether it's garlic and rosemary, or you want to put some feta cheese and oregano, or you want to put in some sun-dried tomatoes and olives. Like, you can mix this up to your flavor.
So, and over there, that's a lasagna type.
Yes. What we did was we layered these up, put on some tomato sauce.
Basically, there's all kinds of alternatives here. So once we have the dough, I love how flexible this is. Miriam, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Recipe on the website. And happy Passover. Try tortillas instead of matzah. Stay with us. We got plenty more BT coming up next.